Hey guys, I'm going to do a plan with me for the week of August 20th through the 26th. I did not do one last week because I was super unsure about how this chunk of my week was going to go, so I decided to make this kind of more of a rewind. The kit I'm going to use is a super old school SPC kit. I don't even know what the name of it is. We are going to call it Be Who You Are, but it's this really pretty floral kit. And it has the matte washi. We're going back in time. But I just bought this from my friend Brooke, Planner Girl. And so I wanted to use it as the last kit for the last summery floral kind of kit. Next week I'm jumping into darker, more fall colors. And there's gunk on my whiteout, so let me just clean that off before I start. Okay. But this is definitely going to be a little different, and I'm using Rose Colored Days date covers because the kit doesn't have any. I'm also going to be pulling in Simply Gilded, the coral, and the carousel stripes. I also have a house guest, a permanent one, who might be creeping around because she's never watched me film a video. So, if you hear any noises in the background, that's Megan. I'm just going to flip this over and start whiting things out. Also, I don't have glitter headers, so I'm going to be using the old ones, the way things used to be. But let me do the washi first. That should be the easier piece. And I think I'm going to do, neither of these match perfectly, but I think I'm going to do just these little stripes because I used the coral one last week, so that's going to be different. That's going to be a little different than I'm used to. So let me measure that out. I do already have the 10 millimeter on here, so I can quickly cut this. I guess I should turn it around, so I'm doing it from the top. But yeah, so that is why my plans were a little funky this week, because I was going to Atlanta to pick up Megan and drive with her out here to Vegas. And we just got in yesterday evening after 3 days of driving. It was quite the experience. I've already done the drive once when I moved out here, but it was fun, I guess. Some parts of it were fun. Some of it was a little scary, and I will get into that when I get to those days. But yeah, let me so like I said, I decided to switch and do more of like a rewind because I wasn't sure what my plans would be. Whoa, what is happening here? That is not good. was super weird. It's like it came not even off the track. It's just like the tape all of a sudden went crazy. What is happening? That is so weird. Of course, my whiteout is gonna TJ Maxx receipts falling out. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so I was gonna do a talk through all the way, but I think I'm gonna speed up that last part just because that takes me forever to do, and I don't have anything to say about it until I start on Monday. So, starting over, I laid down the washi, I put my headers down and my date covers, and I think in the blurb that I'm going to fast forward through, I mentioned that I have a new house guest permanently, a new roommate. And so if you hear any noises in the background, it is most likely her moving around. The reason I did a rewind this week is because we were driving from Atlanta to Vegas, and so I just didn't know what my plans were going to be, and I thought this would be the easiest way to do things, is just skip last week on Sunday, putting up a video, and start now. So I laid down my stuff, and now I am ready to get into Monday and what happened on Monday. So I have my bullet journal sitting over here so I can look and remind myself what I did last week on Monday. Which was apparently a whole lot of nothing. So that's exciting. But no, I can put down some of these. Monday, I had work, and actually what happened on Monday is I finished my travel collection from Simply Gilded. I finally bought the last chunk. Oh, my words came in, and Michelle, my friend, bought or traded washi for the bows, which I am hoping are going to be here by the next time I see her. But yeah, so Monday was really just kind of like trying to get my life together enough to leave on Wednesday. So I had to do some things like call Megan and figure out exactly what our plan was going to be for driving out here, and like where we were going to stop, where we were going to stay, that kind of stuff. And then I did go to work. Whoa. It's super weird to use an old SPC kit. Like, I remember how I used to set up my planner this way, but it's funny to like see it again. Brooke, I have no idea what was in this section. Hopefully it's not anything that I need. But yeah, so I went to work on Monday, and that was really it. Other than, like I said, trying to get some stuff ready. So let me slice that in half real quick. I think maybe I accidentally grabbed Michelle's slice tool, because I swear my slice tool was like on the fritz and dying, and now all of a sudden it's back to being a good little slice tool. I don't know, whatever. Okay, so I did get, let's put TV shows down for last week, which is just going to be, I know Bachelor in Paradise on Monday, and I think something else was on. What else? Oh, Real Housewives of Orange County. The OC. Wasn't that Vicky's tagline? I think it was like the OG of the OC. Whatever. Vicky is not my favorite person at all. Some of these, oh, my hair's flying. Some of these are like stuck to each other. Oh, and I got mail. Yeah. Oh, you know what I should be doing? Whoops, I should be alternating some of these colors a little bit. I just went in with the first one I saw, but since it's not going to be color blocked, I don't want to awkwardly make the bottom part color blocked and nothing else. So let me just switch that out. This is going to look so weird. Oh my gosh. And another TV. Yikes. And a package. This looks so funny. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so Monday I was still in Vegas, and it was a pretty normal day as far as life goes. And then I'm just gonna put my little chunk of my full box down, or my full box. And then I'll use a orange-ish half box. I know this is gonna probably sound weird, but I feel like sticker paper used to smell different. I don't know. With some of the old kits I have, you can like, I don't know if it's like a thing that the adhesive starts to like smell different after, you know, a while or what, but it definitely does. Okay, then Tuesday was really like get my life together day. And I took the nanny kid to the playground, and that was a weird day. We were at the playground, and this little girl was like hanging out by herself when we got there. And so I wasn't not, obviously if something had gone wrong, I wouldn't have just ignored the child. But I also was like more focused on my own responsibility, which was the kid I nanny for. But I did notice that the little girl had left, and so I just figured she was going home. But a few minutes later, I heard like brakes slam in again, I just kind of figured like everyone's coming home from work. It was probably just, you know, someone ran through a light a little late or something. I don't know. And then the girl showed back up, so nothing happened to her, don't worry. But shortly after she reappeared, some lady who was just driving past came up and, you know, asked if she was mine or if I was in charge of her. What the heck? Which, of course, I said, no, she's somebody else's responsibility. No, I was kind of like, I haven't seen a parent with her. I think she's here by herself. And the lady was like, well, she almost just caused an accident because she didn't push like the pedestrian button. There's not actually like a light there that is red or that would turn red or anything. But there is a thing so that the light will flash and the drivers will know that someone is crossing the street or about to cross the street. And then they have to slow down. And she was just, you know, explaining that she came out of the neighborhood on her bicycle and like didn't push the button, just rode straight through, and all the cars at the intersection had to, you know, slam on their brakes, and that's what the noise was. And so I just kind of was like, well, I don't know her. I've never seen her because we'd never stopped at that park before. And so I was just kind of like, you know, I don't know, I don't really know what to say other than, I mean, I guess you could ask for if her parents are coming or, you know, like that kind of thing, like try and see if she'll talk to you a little bit. And so the lady kind of went over and was just like, you know, you almost were just hurt, and I think I need to call your mom and your daddy. And the girl, she was probably like 8, but she just was like, no, I don't know their numbers, blah, blah, blah. Which I thought was kind of odd because I don't know if you're going to let your kid ride to the park by themselves. You would think, that you would probably teach them your phone number in case they were alone and something happened. Call me crazy. I don't know. But anyway, the little girl said she didn't know their number. And so the lady was just really concerned, and she was wearing scrubs, so I assume she worked at the hospital nearby, or something. So I wasn't super like freaked out or anything that she wanted this kid's info, because otherwise obviously I would have been like, you know, that's not appropriate. You don't need to give this stranger your number or anything. But anyway, but the lady ended up like following her, because I was like, I mean, I guess if it's really that important, you could just wait. I think she came from that neighborhood over there, so I assume she'll cruise back over there in a little bit. So she did. She waited until the girl went back towards her house, and I obviously have no idea what happened at the end, because we ended up, it was like close to dinner time, so we left, but the little girl was okay. Anyway, it was just a weird day at the park. That's where I was going with that. It was a weird, weird day. And then we got home, and I was telling the nanny mom about it, and she was like, yeah, no, I don't believe that 8-year-old didn't know somebody's phone number or like an address or some sort of emergency contact sort of thing, because my kid's 4 and he does. Which, like, I don't know, I just thought that was, I thought that would be something that you would want, but I know everybody has different family circumstances and different rules in their family, so whatever, to each their own. But that was our day at the park, and then we went to dinner at Dirt Dog Las Vegas, which is just a hot dog place. but their water heater was out, and I know like you don't have to have hot water to cook dinner, but I don't know. I just was just kind of like, let's go somewhere else for food. I don't want to have to cook anything, mainly because it was like we can't use the dishwasher, we couldn't do laundry, that kind of stuff. So we had dinner out that night. Then okay, so Wednesday. Wait, our own papers. This dog hair is driving me bananas. Okay, Wednesday. I kind of want to sit. Did I hang out with Michelle last week? I don't think I did. We were going to, but I didn't. Wednesday, I got this washi that I'm using. I wonder if you guys can hear her laughing. She's watching The Hills. She has never watched The Hills before. I think she's seen like bits and pieces, because who hasn't on MTV at some point seen an episode of The Hills? But since The Hills got a reboot, she decided to watch it from the beginning. So it's been kind of funny watching it, because I was obsessed with that show. I still am. It's good. Okay, so Wednesday, my carousel washi came, and I also got the Valentine polka dot collection set. Okay, so what do I need? I didn't do anything crazy except for I left that night. But wait, let's do dinner. Whoops. I still feel like, because these stickers are so old, I feel like they're not as sticky. So I'm hoping that that was super crooked. I'm hoping that they will stay down like I want them to. Wednesday, there was Real Housewives of New York on, and Big Brother, but I have officially given up on putting Big Brother in my planner because I just don't watch it. I tried, and it just wasn't, I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. I never made it stick. They're only really, the only show that still like airs and has a schedule that I watch is Bachelor, any of those, and then a bunch of the Real Housewives. Otherwise, I really just stick to Netflix and Hulu. And rewatch old shows. I should branch out. Old habits die hard, I guess. Okay. It's just so, I don't know. But that was the only thing that happened little thing wise on Wednesday. And then, so, again, I'll probably just slice this something in half. Let's do this one. I'll do it a little, well, I left, but I feel like I should probably, oh, no, I know, okay. I'm gonna put it way down here because I left Wednesday night. And I was gonna put, technically I left Thursday morning, but I had a lot going on Thursday, so let's not try and put that there. I will, however, put this little guy down here. Let me flip it so it's not so matchy-matchy. Okay, so Wednesday I went to the airport and I packed before, and I had some stuff to return at the store because I bought some stuff that I thought I was going to use on my trip, but then I was like, you know, I really don't need to put too much effort into going home. But yeah, so I returned some stuff, and we had Chick-fil-A for dinner that night. It's like these half boxes are not big enough for these new ECs. Am I just, is that wrong? Oh, But anyway, that's all that happened on Wednesday. And then Thursday, I left Thursday night, or Thursday morning. And let's see. How do I want to do this? Because there's no quarter boxes or anything smaller, there's just half boxes. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to best record my day. Because I landed, I was gonna get breakfast with Will, but then we actually ended up going to see one of our other friends at work. We surprised her, and then we got Zaxby's instead. So I'm probably gonna end up using like the rest of these half boxes for today. Okay, wait, let's do the little things again. I had tacos for dinner that night. And only Big Brother was on, and I don't think I got anything in the mail. I wouldn't know if I did because I wasn't here. So that is a sad little things section. But that's okay. I accept it. Okay, the big thing, I'll put a little washi here. I did go, oh, how do I want to do this? Maybe I'll use some of this carousel washi. It's gonna look really ugly at first because I'm not gonna cut it just yet, but it'll get better, I promise. Okay, let me concentrate. Trying to line up washi, that's funny. I don't think I've ever tried to line up a pattern like this, which for some reason is not lining up. How is that the case? How is this real life? Do you see that? Like, why does it not match? That is super weird. Okay, wasted washi. Let's try another chunk. Okay, this does line up, right? Yes. It still doesn't line up perfect, but we'll take it because I'm gonna really just smack this right down in the middle and put something about, oh, maybe not because it doesn't look like it wants to stick. Hopefully that'll work. Okay. Then we did dinner. We went out that night to a bunch of our like old bars we used to go to when we were in college. The whole thing about this trip was kind of like a trip down memory lane because my friend Megan was moving to Vegas, and then my other friend is actually moving to Alabama at the end of the year, and we just actually found out that one of my friends was waiting to hear back from her job, but she got it, and so she is going to be moving to Memphis. So it all ended up working out because this is really like one of the last times we will all be in the same city and for a while. And so we just wanted to kind of go out and do all the things that we used to do. But it was a good time. We had fun. So we went out to some bars that night, and we went out to dinner. So yeah, it was a good day. And then Friday we started driving out here to Vegas. So we were gonna get up and leave super early, like 6 early, and that did not happen. It wasn't because, it was really just because we were tired. It wasn't like we had gone out and had too many drinks or anything like that. It just was like, it was too much. The alarms went off and all of us were just like, oh, no. So we ended up waiting until like, we still up early. I mean, it wasn't like we slept till noon. We got up and slowly started getting ready and left around 8. But yeah, so the first chunk of the trip, we decided to break it up into 3 sections. So our first day, we were trying to drive to Oklahoma City, selfishly, because I wanted to see Brooke, and we were going to be driving right through there. So I was like, why don't we stop there that night and see her. Well, originally we were going to see her that night, but then we changed plans and ended up seeing her that morning. But anyway, so we drove to Oklahoma. But this is where the story gets good, because I have looked at Airbnbs. I just have never stayed at an Airbnb, and I know plenty of people that have had awesome experiences with Airbnb. But we booked this Airbnb, and we're trying to find it, and there's just the first 2 houses on the street had numbers, but then the one that we thought was it didn't have a number, and so we were kind of torn between 2 houses. And already then I was just kind of like, okay, you would think if it's going to be an Airbnb that you would have your entrance like well lit and a number very clearly on the side of your house or like on the mailbox, but none of the houses had mailboxes at the street. They're all by the door, so if the front door, like if the front porch light was off, you couldn't see the house number. So anyway, we finally determined which house we were supposed to be going to. And we put the little code in and went in, and someone who permanently lives at that house just kind of was waiting for us. He just kind of like appeared and was just standing there. Anyway, so he was like, you weren't supposed to be here till later. We were like, okay, well, check-in was, hours ago, because we didn't get there until probably like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. But we had warned them that we might not get there until 11. We weren't sure how traffic was going to be, how driving that long was going to take, how many stops we were going to need to make or anything like that. So, yeah, that was just kind of odd that he was like, you weren't really supposed to be here yet. But then he like took us upstairs, and, I don't know, I just like, there are all these funny little stuffed animals like sitting out around, the house that I noticed. And then we got up to the room, and there wasn't anything really that wrong with it. It just was kind of creepy, like scary movie, old lake house kind of creepy vibe. And so we just kind of said thank you. He showed us the room and showed us, like what stuff we needed to have. And then we both were just kind of like, okay, thanks. And of course, I really had to use the bathroom, so I was like, okay, let's regroup, but I have to use the bathroom really quick. So as I'm in the bathroom, which by the way didn't have a door, it was just a curtain, we started just saying like, okay, maybe this is not where we want to be tonight, because it is most certainly not where I want to die. So we start trying to figure out what is the next best move, because if we're not staying there, we need to, that's where we had booked. That was what the plan was. So we were like, okay, we need to look at and see if there's a hotel nearby that we can scoot on over to and get out of this odd situation. So we did. I pulled up booking.com on my phone, and we honestly, I just grabbed the first hotel I saw. I didn't really even look at the name of the hotel or anything. I was just like, the rooms look clean, everything looks a-okay, let's go. And so that's pretty much what we did. We just, grabbed our things. We hadn't unpacked or anything, so we just went on down the road, and okay, sorry, card got full. But okay, so I was talking about the Airbnb. Booked the hotel, went down the street and stayed at a hotel. But we were both still a little kind of creeped out by that situation. But thankful to be in a hotel, and got to take a nice shower and just clean off from driving. I didn't drive, Megan drove, but from riding in a car for 12 hours. And yeah, just went to sleep and decided to try and make the best of the next day. So I'm just going to throw on, I don't know if I want to do that, because then that's going to be like all of my full boxes. Maybe I'll put some of this coral, but no, I don't want to do that either. Maybe I'll use one of these crazy little dots, but that just doesn't seem like enough. I'll have to add some sort of big car or something there. We did stop technically for coffee. Anyway, but I'll figure that out in a minute. Then Saturday, we got up again and started driving again. This day we said we would get to Albuquerque and stop there. So that was about 8 hours this Saturday. And it didn't seem like anything after 12 hours the day before. So that was good. And what do you do when you have no little things? Throw some bows in there. Anyway, so yeah, Saturday was just get to Albuquerque day, and we got up and left Saturday morning. Actually, oh my God, what am I doing? That's what happened Saturday morning. We went and saw Brooke Saturday. We got breakfast with Brooke and her boyfriend. How do I want to mark this? It is hard not having half boxes or quarter boxes. That makes things a little difficult. But I'm going to try and do this the best that I can. We went to go get breakfast at Black Bear Diner. It was good. We got biscuits and gravy, which I had told myself I didn't feel that hungry. And then, of course, they came to the table and I was starving. But you know, like when biscuits hit your stomach, they just kind of like, whew, expand. So I was not loving how like bloated I felt afterwards. But they were good. And I enjoyed getting to see Brooke and talking about washi. And she gave me some samples of a few things that I don't have in my collection. So that was nice. And I picked up this kit from her that day. But yeah, I mean, driving, it's just, we watched a bunch of movies, or Megan listened and I watched. Because we were on 40 forever and ever and ever and ever. It was kind of weird. We could like we could see up ahead that there was eventually going to be a storm, but because everything's just so flat and open, like you can see, and it's just a matter of time before, you know, you actually start getting rained on. But it did rain that day, most of the day, and we made it to Albuquerque. What am I doing? I need a full box. We got to Albuquerque super early. I mean, like, probably around 5:30 or so. So we stopped and got some pizza for dinner and you know, we're excited to just be able to kind of relax and not be in a seated position for a few hours. Bless you, Megan. I heard her sneeze. So yeah, that was awesome. And then we got to kind of just, again, take it easy on Sunday morning. And we ended up leaving Albuquerque the next day. Probably, I think we said we were going to try and leave at 9:30, and I think we ended up leaving around 10 or so, which really wasn't that bad because that was the last day of our trip. And that drive was 9 hours, but we went back a time zone, so it really wasn't a huge deal to leave a little later and sleep in. And the hotel had breakfast, so I got a waffle, and Megan got biscuits and gravy again. What was I doing? Oh, little things. Oops, that's what was missing. Whatever. A dinner little thing, but that's okay. If I did that one, it would have been pink, so dark green. Yeah, so this was the last day, and we were sick of being in the car, but that Sunday just went by so fast because we knew that we were ending, you know, we didn't have to do another day. Once we were done, we were done. I hear Megan Mouse. There was TV. What was it? Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Sorry, lost my train of thought. But yeah, so it just, I don't know. If anybody's ever made a long drive like that, you know that the last day, the last chunk of the drive just goes by quickly because you're excited to get there and you know that it is over and done with. So that was fun. And honestly, like Oklahoma, the first day was boring scenery wise, because Georgia, Alabama, and Mississippi all look very similar. And then we went up into Tennessee, and we've both been to Tennessee and North Carolina, so that looked really similar. And then by the time we got to Oklahoma, it was dark, so we didn't really see anything. And then that whole day Saturday was just like flat farmland, and that was it. So that was just, it just was so boring. No offense if you live there. It's beautiful for a little while, but then it was just like, oh my God, I can't look at this anymore. You know, like it just was hard. And then so Sunday we were driving through New Mexico and going through like over mountains, and there was a bunch of like trees and greenery. So it was way more exciting. Plus then Megan started to see like the bigger mountains, and anyway, all in all, Sunday was a better day. Saturday, Friday night was just bad, and then Saturday during the day, we were waiting for that storm, so yeah, Sunday was a good day. We're ready. But yeah, so I'm just gonna mark that we got home, and I don't think I'm gonna mark too much else. Hopefully I can cut this box a decent way so that it takes up a big old chunk of space. We did go to dinner that night, so maybe I'll throw in a little flag. I'll put in a tiny little piece of washi. This matte washi is just like cracking me up. I don't use matte stickers anymore at all. Well, I mean, that's a lie. Once More with Love is technically matte, and I use her. But you know what I mean, kit-wise. Matte stickers are not my thing anymore. I have grown to love glossy. But yeah, so it was about 9 hours of a drive-ish from Albuquerque to Vegas. And that was when we decided we would like watch the hills or listen to the hills. Because we needed something to do that last day. And that was what we decided, because we thought that would be the most entertaining. And it was. Oh my gosh, rewatching Spencer and Heidi meet and fall in love was just a doozy. But yeah, so that was that. And she didn't have any furniture or anything like that, so moving her in was pretty much just bringing in suitcases and bags, which was awesome. Oh, geez. My foot is falling asleep. I just feel like I never want to sit again, but I'm also just tired and trying to get back on this time zone change, so things are just a little weird. My body's just a little confused about what is going on. But I'm just going to finish this little sidebar and call it a day. Honestly, it was a good week. I was glad to be home and see friends that I haven't seen in a few months. Last time I was home was in March, so yeah, it had been a while. Quite a while. And it's just hard, like with people having jobs and stuff and responsibilities growing up, adulting, if you will. It's just hard to plan trips to see each other, and it's, you know, expensive and that kind of stuff. So, what did I do? Now my battery is blinking at me like it's gonna die, so if it dies, I'm sorry. I'm not even gonna try and restart it or plug it in or anything because this is the end. And there's really not much to mark on the sidebar except for I'll probably put in my hours for work, and which were like none because I took 3 days off. And then, yeah, I mean, there just wasn't a whole lot going on sidebar wise. I can hear Megan coming back. I'm just gonna throw some of these pretty flowers down here, I think. And yeah, that is it. That is everything, folks. And I probably will do another rewind. I might try and catch up and do this week sometime like on Wednesday or something. But yeah, this is it. This is my spread. I hope you liked listening to my story about traveling and this fun week. And I'm super excited to have Megan here. And yeah, I will be back later this week to film another plan with me. Bye.